Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Trump presses Powell for a full-point interest cut despite strong jobs report. This is what I'm saying. Today's jobs report did us no favors. Powell is less inclined now to cut because the economy is doing well. When the economy does well, he does not want to cut the Fed fund rate. In fact, he wants to increase it to prevent inflation. Strategy, again, offers another preferred stock, and they offered $1 billion. So they started with Strike, and then Strife, and then Stride. And the point of this is to just buy more Bitcoin, obviously, right? Why does he want to buy more Bitcoin? Well, obviously, he doesn't want to be a loser, in the words of Kiyosaki. But he also believes that everyone's going to have a whole lot of regret, $13 million regret, if you don't load up now. So let's listen to this. I listened to this. It's pretty interesting. If you don't load up now. He explains it. So let's listen to this. I listened to this. It's pretty interesting. If you don't.
6 months have been tremendous. All of the fundamental planets have aligned. Bitcoin's been acknowledged as the one digital commodity in the world by the administration. The banking regulators have given a green light to bank Bitcoin. The accountants have upgraded the accounting to fair value accounting. There's been a surge of Bitcoin treasury companies. There's like 100 public companies or more that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and every single week there's another announcement. I think that, it used to be we're focused on the halvings, but at this point, the entire natural supply of Bitcoin is only 450 Bitcoin available for sale every day. That's sort of about $50 million a day at this level. That is all being consumed by the Bitcoin treasury companies, and the Bitcoin ETFs are coming on strong. So I'm very bullish. My forecast in July of last year in Nashville was Bitcoin's going to appreciate 29% a year on average for the next 21 years. And that moves it from, it was about mid-60, 65,000 to 13 million a coin in the year 2045. I'm getting more bullish on that forecast, but I'm certainly comfortable forecasting 30% a year ARR on average for the next 20 years. I think Bitcoin's up 57% a year for the past 4.5 years. Again, that's double the Mag 7. That's quadruple the S&P. That's 8 times real estate, and bonds are down 4%. So Bitcoin is smashing everything, Joe.
Well, he summed it up pretty well. Things that I've been talking about too. I mean, just think about it, right? There's only 450 being produced per day, and you have strategy, you have MetaPlanet, you have the ETFs, you have all these new public trade companies that are buying, and you still have the miners holding and the long-term hodlers buying and holding. I mean, it's a scarce asset. It really is. It's just that simple. Now, he's projecting 30% every year, right? That's conservative. Bitcoin has been going up way more. Annualized return for Bitcoin right now throughout its history is actually like 140% per year. As crazy as that sounds, even if you take into the years where Bitcoin goes down after a tremendous rise, even if you take those into account, Bitcoin's annualized return is 140% a year. So he's just being conservative, saying, okay, let's just go with 29 or 30%. So even if we do that, you stretch it out for the next 20 years, Bitcoin's going to be at $13 million. 20 years may not seem, like it's going to come anytime soon, but years move really fast, especially in crypto. Man, we're halfway through this year already, and it seems like we only started 2025. But you know what? You don't want to wake up in 20 years and say, yeah, I could have bought Bitcoin at 100K, and then you check your phone and it's at $13 million. Well, in 20 years, you probably don't have to check your phone. You probably just like can just access the internet in your head. But you'll regret it if you don't have enough today. And speaking of MetaPlanet, they're buying more, and they're going to raise 5.4 billion now. They're exactly like strategy now. Okay, they're not going for low numbers. They're going for extremely big numbers. So they're trying to, by 2027, which is only 2 years, they're trying to get 210,000 Bitcoin, 1% of the total supply. That is an enormous amount of Bitcoin. And they are going to get that money because their stock is the number one stock in Japan by volume, by growth. It's quite amazing what's happening with them. Trump Media also is planning on raising $12 billion. They raised $2.3 billion last week. Now they want to raise up to $12 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Okay, so obviously, again, there's only 450 being produced per day. Okay, that's roughly 40 like, I don't know, 45 million, $50 million a day. It's going to be eaten up very, very, very quickly. You got a gold miner in UK now that says they're going to take some of their profits or revenue and buy Bitcoin with it. So obviously, times are changing. You got big gold bugs, even like Robert Kiyosaki, who now believes Bitcoin is better. Now you got gold miners, okay, that are taking some of their money and putting it in Bitcoin. Like, read the room. Things are changing. Even gold bugs, some of the biggest gold bugs are now turning Bitcoin. The only person is Peter Schiff, right? And that's just, I really believe it's just an act at this point. But everyone is turning to Bitcoin. Fantastic stuff. Hong Kong is also going to legalize Bitcoin crypto derivatives trading. I think this will actually happen in the US soon too. Like right now, you got all the major exchanges that don't offer derivative trading in the US because of the SEC before. But I honestly think they're going to legalize it. There's no reason why. You already have a lot of derivatives, okay, with like options and ETFs. You have 2x, 3x ETFs and options and futures that exist. They're all forms of derivatives. So why not have leverage trading as well, right? With Bitcoin and crypto, it makes sense. If people want to get liquidated, that's their choice. But I think that's going to be coming soon too. Let's see. What else is there? You got Bitcoin miner BitMine raised $18 million to buy Bitcoin. Their stock gets listed also, right? So they're among the many miners that are not only mining and holding, but they're also raising money to not buy more equipment, but to buy Bitcoin directly. Think about that. They don't even think they have enough. It's not easy to mine Bitcoin, but these guys are among the biggest miners on the planet, and they're raising money to buy more Bitcoin. Again, that tells you something. It's a race. It's a race to accumulate.